So we're here in Shrewsbury, and Derek, you were a keen footballer as a young man.
Yes, I was.
And you played against a couple of names that people might remember from the football world. Just fill us in who that was.
Yes, whilst I was in the forces in the King Shropshire Light Infantry, and based at Copthorne, I used to play against Nestcliff Army Camp, which then there had Duncan Edwards, Bobby Charlton. There was one from Shrewsbury Town, Brian Griffiths.
Yeah.
There at that time.
So
we had an enjoyable time.
So you were in the services serving you were at Copthorne?
At Copthorne, yes.
Yeah. So you had a team going there, and you were quite up and up against the Nestcliff team, and that's where Bobby and Duncan played for.
That's correct, yes. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you played them a few times then, yeah?
Oh yes, on friendlies and in different competitions. Yes.
Actually, you've got a photo. Let's just zoom in there. So this is a photo.
This is the photo of our team at that time.
And where you're pointing on the side there, that's yourself,
bottom,
yeah?
Extreme left. First left on the bottom row, yeah.
And this was 56?
56, 57.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got a picture here. Let's just have a look at
this one. Was a report that was done about 10 years ago.
So this was from
this was the Nestcliff team. This was the actual team that we played against in the Inter-Army Cup final with Duncan Edwards and Bobby Charlton. I think they were on the back row, weren't they?
Yeah, there's Bobby there in the middle.
Yeah.
And then
Duncan's
just on the end is Duncan.
Yeah, that's it.
He was a big lad then, Duncan.
He was a big lad.
Yeah.
I knew it because he caught me a couple of times.
Or in the tackles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that you played them in the final. What game was that? What was the cup?
That was Inter-Army Depot Cup final that we got to, and that was played on a football ground opposite the Bridge Inn at Dorrington, just outside Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how old would you have been then?
20, 21.
Yeah. And you'd always been into your football?
Yes, at school. And
who did you follow as a young man, and who was your team?
Wolves, of course.
Not Man U then. So just talk us through that game then. How did you get on? Did you win?
No, we lost. I think it was 2-1 that we lost.
Yeah.
I got to say that I did take a penalty and missed.
It was saved. Yeah. So you need 2-1. It wasn't a total thrashing.
No.
But so you remember the lads. You were just saying off camera you had a nasty football incident that ended up over at Nestcliff there.
Oh yes, I was injured in one training session at Copthorne Barracks and finished up in the medical centre at Nestcliff. And I saw Duncan and Bobby. They came in to see one of the lads. Obviously they knew that was obviously stationed at the camp, and they saw me there and recognised me, and they come and had a word. Yeah, it was very nice of them, I think. And
you back in the day then, do you remember their talents? Did they stand out to you, the pair of them?
They stood out, especially Duncan. I thought at the time he was a better footballer than Bobby Charlton at that time. Yeah. But I mean, Bobby Charlton was good enough. They were spectacular.
I think you could be forgiven for being on a team that lost 2-1 when they've got Bobby Charlton and Duncan Edwards.
I say that now. I think we got off lightly.
Yeah. But the way it worked back in the day there is they were in the services, but they were basically kind of kept local, so to speak. It was a deal.
Quite a number of the players belonged to football clubs from around the country. Yeah. Manchester, Liverpool, Blackpool. I remember somebody saying RSM used to do the homework on these players, and then there was Brian Griffiths. I think he was a friend of mine now. But he was on Shrewsbury Town books.
So whereas your team was the players that were kind of coming in and out, being posted, and
national service, most of them was national service then there, but
theirs was more of a permanent team.
Our team was changing quite a lot really there, but their team, they keep their regular players, and obviously for obvious reasons. They were kept there because they went back to the clubs at weekends and played for the clubs, I should imagine.
So did you keep track of what he was up to when he left the services? I mean, it was only the year after you played that final, year or two after that.
We saw the names, obviously, there in reports of games, and you think, oh, I played against him.
Yeah.
I played against him. And of course, with Bobby Charlton there, he played all his career and all his younger life, hadn't he, at Man United, and I mean, he's still there going now.
So I don't suppose you've ever had a chance to have a little recap with Bobby, have you?
I nearly did when he came to open Meal Brace Bowling Club, I think, if I remember. And I was going to go down there. I know, I think Brian Griffiths, I think he went there, but I was on the ambulance service then, and of course it happened that I was working that particular time and I couldn't get down there. So
yeah. And did you carry on your football when you came back to services?
Not any consequence really. There it was just I played for the post office. I went on the post office when I came out of the services.
Yeah. So you must have, knowing the lads then, when you heard about can you remember when you first found out about the tragic incident with the Busby Babes?
Yes, I saw the news about the Munich air disaster and how as soon as it mentioned the Busby Babes,
you knew that it was them lads.
There, and then it started mentioning names of who'd been killed and who'd been seriously injured, and it was really a sad moment, really.
Yeah. And you were saying that initially, I mean, Duncan, it was just reports of him being injured at first, so I guess you thought...
I was pleased with hearing that Bobby Charlton had an injury but was hospitalised, and Duncan had been injured and was hospitalised. Of course, they didn't say much about the injuries until later on, and then we heard that Duncan had serious injuries there and was critical.
Yeah.
And then I think it was about a fortnight, if I remember rightly, that the news came that he passed away. That's really, really sad news, that was.
So he was only a young man himself.
Oh, well, same age as me, you know. Yeah. At that time, you think, and with the talents that he had, I mean, you think what a waste that was there to lose a player like that.
Yeah.
Because there's no doubt about it. There he would have been I think with his short time he was a legend with the Busby Babes as it was.
What is it going back to on the pitch? I mean, we can tell on the pitch there he was a big lad, so he had a bit of weight to throw around. Oh. What was it? Was it his pace or was it just his
everything? His ball control, his pace. And I thought, well, I was quite nippy at the time, but there he caught me a couple of times. I think I only got past him about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. So you were saying off camera there was one particular game. It was a bit of a heavy tackle came in on Duncan.
Yeah. Well, the first time, I think it was the first time that we played them when Duncan was in the team, and I was going down as the wing. I thought I was quite nippy at that time there, and he came in and tackled me, and I thought, right, I'll have you next time. But the next time he did come in again, and I finished up 2 yards over the touchline than I did the first time. So I tried to give him a miss next time.
So that was your first meet and greet on the pitch with Duncan Edwards.
But he did come and see me and ask me if I was okay.
Oh, that's all right then. That makes it all right. So do you still follow teams now?
Oh yes, Liverpool now.
Yeah, what happened with the Wolves, the love of the Wolves then?
They're since I left Dorley, because I never went back to Dorley when I come out of the forces, stayed in Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
But I still like to see the Wolves there, because at that time, as a youngster, because we had Johnny Hancock's from Moulton Gates, and Roy Pritchard was Dorley, who played left back for Wolves. there, Billy Wright from Iron Bridge.
Yeah.
When I was in the school football team, we played against his brother Lawrence then, but he didn't make it as far as what his older brother did.
And your own football skills denied you in one way or another a trip to Kenya, I believe. You were due to be posted out there.
Because I played football, I was supposed to go to. I was.
You'd got your bags packed.
I got my bags packed and my embarkation leave, and then I read the battalion orders, and I was posted to permanent staff. And when I queried it with the RSM, he told me, no, all my footballers are going to the 1st Battalion, you're stopping here. And that was it. He never argued with the RSM.
Yeah. So was that a relief, you're not going, or was a little bit you kind of, you missed out on it?
I was a bit annoyed in one respect, because I had friends that had already been posted and gone there, that I grew up with and played football with in the school days.
Yeah.
And that was really a sad part. But then again, oh well.
So I guess that for Duncan and Bobby and the lads in their team as well, kind of, they were never going to be posted out because of their football talent, and they wanted to keep them there as a team. So I guess for some of them, maybe that was a relief. Or I guess some of them that may have been a frustration.
Well,
possibly.
I would say so. Their life was football, because they put their life on the line, really, for the football careers. And that's what they wanted to do, and I suppose they were pleased, really, that they were being kept and being able to carry on playing.
Yeah. So, some good memories back in the day, then.
Oh, fond memories, yes, yeah. The comradeship, really, in them days was excellent. I say friends you made in the army last for a lifetime, and they certainly do. They really do.